The first thing that strikes people, when they see Walter in terms of his leadership style, is how approachable he is. Anybody can grab Walter walking down the hall and throw an idea at him.
You don't need an appointment to go and see him. I do it all the time. I'll just pop in and I'm there to see somebody else. I'll say, hey, do you have a minute? And I'll just pop down and sit and talk with him.
He's always been available for me. I just need to call him and say, are you available? You in your office? Can you spare a few minutes if I need to talk to him?
He's just very open and receptive to what needs to be done in order to provide the best services, and he does provide the best services. I've seen a lot of agencies, and there is nobody who does what Walter does.
He runs the finest program in this country. He's that talented. He's got a certain style about him that he really runs a beautiful program. I've learned a lot from him.
I could see right away he had a vision, and he was interested in developing programs for the developmentally disabled.
Walter has a plan, and he's going to pursue that plan very aggressively, but he does so in such a smooth manner that he makes everyone else around him confident and passionate about the goal.
He's somebody who can relate to staff, he can relate to administrators, he can relate to governors. He has the ability to talk to people in a way that they understand what he's trying to do.
Walter's ability to take the most difficult issues, bring them down to their seminal parts, and then come up with the answer is incredible.
He's a genuine good human being. He's approachable. He doesn't keep himself distant from consumers or his staff.
And Walter has always maintained that the quality of what we do is in the trenches. The direct care staff, the housekeepers, the cooks, where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. And I think that's why we have quality services, because those people are valued in this organization.
I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of growth within the agency, but his compassion to the people that we serve always comes first, no matter what.
I think one of his greatest qualities is that he knows the folks he's caring for, and he's present.
When my brother Kevin first moved into one of the group homes here, and I might have been that first Christmas party that were there, and then Walter and Tom would come around and get to as many parties as they could. And I was knocked out by how many, he knew everyone in the group home.
He's not like he's the boss. He's a friend of theirs, and when they see him, they go crazy for him.
He knew every individual who was in the program. Yeah, he knew who was who and something about them, and they were coming up to, it was just so sweet.
A couple years ago, Mambera was having a real serious medical issue, and we couldn't get the proper medical care for her. I called Walter out of desperation, and I said, this is the story. He said, Jim, I'll call you back. And about 20 minutes later, he called back. He said, we have a specialist. They'll see her on Thursday. I said to Walter, I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm sorry to take your time, but this is my little girl. And without hesitating, he said, Jim, she's our little girl too.
I love Walter, and I'm sure many of you other consumers would say the same thing. What they did for our son was unparalleled. It was really good. I feel we owe him a debt that I can never repay.
Walter's a unique human, as everybody knows. He is somebody who had a dream, and not only did his dream come true, but he expanded his dream.
We knew he had a goal. We knew he had a vision. And this is something he wanted to do, and we knew he would do it well. And I think if I can speak for the members of the department who worked with him at that time, I think we take pride in the fact as to what he's accomplished.
When I got here, the agency was much smaller. We've expanded quite a great deal since then, and that's really due to Walter's vision. Leadership.
I remember working with Walter over the 10 years that I was just doing the residential work, and in those 10 years we opened 16 IRAs. We opened 16 group homes in 10 years. That's an incredible amount of development.
Even if you mention, hi, I'm here from the IGHL, it's always, Walter Stockton. Oh, Walter Stockton. He is like his face should be with the logo. He is the brand.
Definitely a visionary. And like my father once told me, and I remember that, and I see this in Walter a lot, that a good leader is successful through other people.
It's not always about what you're doing today, but what happened yesterday, how does it affect tomorrow, and how do we get to where we have to be? And that's Walter's strength.
He's an example for all of us to follow, and he certainly has been the driving force at IGHL for 4 decades.
Clearly, Walter had a vision when he started the first group home that began IGHL. And I think when you sit here today and look back at what IGHL is now, you might say that Walter has exceeded that vision. But maybe not, because I've also learned to not underestimate Walter's vision.
Thank you, Walter.
I love you, Walter.
Thank you, Walter. Hey, Walter. I love you, Walter.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Walter.
Hey, Walter, thank you.
Thank you. Walter.